All right. All right. All right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay coming back in another stream. It is Saturday, July 22nd, 2023. Make sure you guys smash that like, that thumbs up. And, of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss a stream. Content for the NFL and NBA. You guys already know what it is. It's Saturday. I'm chilling out. I'm relaxed. So I figured I would just hop on today with you guys, do a quick little stream, go over the teams, and chop it up with you. Go over with you some channel updates and all that fun stuff. Had an interesting night last night. I made a movie. Speaking of movies, we'll get into that later. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Ronald, Mr. Big Ron in the building. I hope you've been doing well, my friend. I've been keeping you and your family in my prayers, so I hope you have been doing well. Shout out to Joey Truck. What's up, Joey? What's going on with you, man? Marble Sky in the building. Forest Green in the house. Shout out to the Wrench Gang. Shout out to the family, all the listeners, all the watchers as we get into it. Starting off, I put up a poll question. This is a good question. It's a controversial question, not like ridiculously controversial, but it is controversial. Who's going to have the better career, Bryce Young or Stetson Bennett? I really feel like Stetson Bennett may be one of the most overlooked quarterbacks in the league right now. It's like he didn't play for Georgia and win a couple titles and completely ball out. It just seems like people are forgetting about his rate of play and what he's brought to the game for Georgia, and the fact that he never has to buy himself a drink in Georgia again. But hey, let's talk about it. Shout out to you, Niles. What's up, man? Joey, yeah, I got you, bro. It's been a minute. I don't forget a name. Anyone would tell you that. Out of 53,000 subscribers, I have not forgot a name, especially if you've been in the chat at a decent amount. I remember almost everybody. It's kind of crazy. I have like a ridiculous memory. So yeah, shout out to you guys. What's up, Jonas? Says I can't pick either one because both have decent wideouts, but the Panthers gave up DJ Moore for Bryce Young. Joey Truck, what is your favorite NFL team? Joey, I remember you, but you don't remember my team. What's going on here? You ain't been around for enough streams, my friend. Come on now. My goodness. What's your favorite team, Jay? What kind of question is that? Bills Mafia, man. Bills Mafia. All right, let's get into this. Stetson Bennett. Now, for those who don't know, Mr. Stetson Bennett was drafted 4th round, I think was 128th pick, something like that, picked up by the Rams. And some would say, well, why? I mean, the man balled out. The man won 2 titles, you know. Why would he be picked up in the 4th round and paid $4 million for 4 years on a 4-year contract with the Rams? Well, let's just look at the stats. All right, let's get into the stats, and we'll show you how just ridiculous it is and how your draft round proves on how much money you're going to get in the league, at least starting off. Obviously, getting to the stats for Mr. Stetson Bennett. Let's look at the yards. Obviously, 2019, he started off with 260 yards, followed by 1,179, followed by 2,862, then 4,127. 2 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 29 touchdowns, and 27. 7 interceptions on 21, 7 interceptions, and 22. 14 sacks in 21, and then 9 and 22. And then as far as his rushing, last year he had 57 carries on 205 yards, 10 touchdowns, along with 64. Listen, the man balled out. Okay, he balled out. He's got 2 championships under his name, and he was picked up in the 4th round by the Rams. Now, let's get over to Mr. Bryce Young. What did he do to be the number one overall draft pick? Well, he played for Alabama. That's a good start, right? Last year, he had 3,328 yards, 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 18 sacks. On the rushing side, he had 49 carries for 185 yards, 4 touchdowns, along with 63. So let's figure this out here. Why is it that Mr. Bryce Young is number one overall versus Stetson Bennett? Well, obviously, age. That's one of the common denominators that agents are looking at, the scouts, as far as, when they make their decisions as far as who they're going to put their bid in for and things like that. So age is the number one thing. The longevity that Bryce Young has versus Mr. Stetson Bennett is what, these recruiters, scouts are looking at. Now, does that change the fact that Stetson Bennett can have a phenomenal career and make bank? Not at all. He just has to prove himself. Now, will that happen under Matt Stafford, considering the contract that he has? Unless the man goes down, I don't see it happening. Or, he ends up getting picked up somewhere else and starts somewhere else. That's just how it could go. But I do think that Mr. Stetson Bennett is a diamond in the rough, and I hope that we get to see it because the man has not only became better as each year went by, but he's got 2 titles under his belt. The man can ball. I was excited. If you guys were here for the TCU and Georgia championship, I was so excited for Georgia, yelling basically every play. What we had, Conklin, Bowers. It was absolutely amazing, and they completely destroyed TCU. But hey, it's just the reality of things. Age plays a major factor in where you get drafted and how much you're going to get paid. So, yeah. With that said, Mr. Bryce Young, looking forward to a promising career with him as far as being the number one draft pick heading over to Carolina. A lot to prove on his shoulders. We all know, you all know, that Carolina is a team where quarterbacks and wide receivers go to die. Sorry, Carolina fans. It's just the reality of it. But the reality is this. They picked him. He's supposed to go over there and excel. And hopefully we see it. Shout out to you, Lutza. Yeah, Lil J is good. I was actually speaking with him this morning. And, yeah, he's doing good. Hoodie J came out. Not yet. Hoodie J ain't came out yet. You know what? Before we get into the Panthers breakdown with the schedule and the depth chart, it's funny. I posted up this story yesterday, and you guys know I've been posting up like different like news stuff and just all kinds of different things as far as like different content, different stuff that I that's trending for me that pops up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, that'd be a story to talk about or something that interests me. And I've got people hitting me up like, yo, why are you talking about this? Why are you turning into TMZ? Listen, do y'all say that to Barstool Sports? Do y'all say that to any of the other content creators? This is the J Reason channel. If you're unfamiliar what that means, it's not just a name. It means just real entertainment and sports network. Just real entertainment and sports network. That means I can talk about whatever the hell Jay wants to talk about. So if you rock with me, you rock with me. If you don't rock with me, well, I'm not going to cry about it. It's just a reality, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I figured I would address that. So shout out to Nate. What's up, man? Nate's Proud's in the building. What's going on with you? Mac deserves a second chance. We're going to get into Mac Jones and company in a little while. And we'll have that conversation too. Him and Mr. Bill Belichick. We'll see if those guys have a chance of getting it together this year. But continuing on. I had to go in and get that rant out the way. Continuing on as far as with these with Bryce Young and these Carolina Panthers. Before we get to the actual predictions, I wanted to play this video.
Can Bryce Young lead those Panthers, let's say, on a deep playoff run? What do you think as a rookie?
When you say deep, when we're talking about an NFC championship game, because you'd say no. I mean, let's start with a division. They can win that division because there is opportunity there. But to go on a run, that would be something that you would not expect, especially when as a rookie quarterback, you're going to be dealing with an adjustment period. Also, what you wonder about there is that they brought in some veteran wide receivers to help him out make the adjustment as an NFL quarterback. But Adam Thielen, is he going to stay healthy? DJ Chark, is he going to stay healthy, which has been an issue for him of late? So those are two areas of major concern for them. It doesn't mean they can't have a good season. And when you look at this division, there is opportunity at least to win it and a chance to make the playoffs.
So, I mean, he's absolutely right. The Carolina Panthers do have a chance specifically in that division if they can have all the pieces come together and work things out with that defense. Shout out to Jonas, says, entertainment, what's your thoughts on YNW Melly trial? I've read into that. I've done my research on that. And it comes to mind when you have situations like this, how much money is really involved with these specific entertainers and who they're able to pay off in certain situations. It looks like it's going to be a mistrial. I think it's going to be a mistrial, considering what's going on with the jurors and how they're not able to come up with a verdict. It's really wild, but this is where we are, man. This is where we are. We can get into that. We can make another video we can make a video about that and break it all down. But yeah, it's crazy. Shout out to Stan Els, says, and good quarterbacks go to Buffalo to only sniff a Super Bowl. Facts. I love this statement that you guys make, and I'll tell you why. Because there's so many other teams that don't even have a chance to sniff a Super Bowl, let alone sniff an AFC championship or sniff a divisional or even a wild card for that matter. So the fact that we're even sniffing the Super Bowl means something. Where's your team at? Where's your team, my friend? Shout out to Jeff King in the building. Let's go, yo. Shout out to you, Jeff. Much love, man. Nancy says, as a Rams fan, I am hoping Stetson will be our quarterback in the future. Matthew has some health problems with his back that could show up at any time. Shout out to you, Nancy. Like I said, I do think that Stetson Bennett is definitely one of the most slept on pieces of the 2023 draft. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Stetson come out. I'm not saying the man's going to be a Tom Brady, but I definitely think he could definitely show up for that organization and do something important for that squad. All right, let's continue on with the video.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to say deep playoff run. It's really not about Bryce Young. It's actually about the defense. If you look at it through history,
didn't I say NFL, defense?
There have been 14.
Wait. Did not say defense. I said defense. That's the most important thing for the Panthers. Obviously, there's got to be work with the offense, but the defense is the most important issue with Carolina. Let's keep it going.
Quarterbacks to start in the playoffs, and guys who have actually won playoff games, 3 of the last 4. Think about guys like Brock Purdy, guys like Mark Sanchez. These guys had, even Russell Wilson back in 2012, they had defenses that were not only top 5, these were the number 1 defenses in the NFL. I played defense, I played linebacker. I get it. When you have I've played with rookie quarterbacks. Your defense has to be a top 5 defense, historically speaking, to make a deep playoff run, i.e. win in the playoffs. So the question is not about Bryce Young, nor should it be about Frank Reich. It's about how good can this defense be if they want to make a playoff run this season.
So there you have it. The defense is definitely going to be the key factor in regards to what happens with the Panthers and whether or not they're going to actually be able to make any kind of run, let alone a playoff run. But getting into the story as far as Mr. Bryce and how much he's going to be paid. So the Carolina Panthers signed quarterback Bryce Young to a 4-year deal on Friday that will allow the top pick of the 2023 NFL Draft to report to training camp on schedule. The $37.9 million deal includes $24.6 million sign dollar bonus, and signing bonus and is fully guaranteed, a source told ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Panthers rookies are scheduled to report to training camp Saturday in Spartanburg, South Carolina. The team's first full practice takes place Wednesday. Young was last of Carolina's rookies to sign and the first of the 3 quarterbacks taken among the top 4 picks of the NFL draft to sign. C.J. Stroud taken second overall by the Houston Texans, and Anthony Richardson selected 4th by the Indianapolis Colts remain unsigned. Now here's the thing. There's so much so many issues right now going on with not just the running backs, but even quarterbacks. Like, hey, I'm not signing anything until I get what I want to get money-wise. And it's really an interesting time for the NFL. In a sense, I'm not mad that people want the most that they can get to maximize their leverage or leverage what they can maximize. But at the same time, there comes to a place where it's like, if you guys are willing to miss out on training camp and things like that just for money, and you come out and you play terrible in week 1 through week 5, and your team doesn't have any chance of really balling, you're going to get flamed by everybody. So we'll see how this goes with all these other guys holding out in regards to contracts and things like that, and whether or not it's going to become an issue moving forward for the seasons to come. Goes on to say Carolina traded with the Chicago Bears to move from the 9th pick to 1st overall. The 2021 Heisman Trophy winner at the University of Alabama will enter training camp as a starter ahead of veteran Andy Dalton. So you're going to have Andy Dalton at the 2nd. We'll get into that later. Young was promoted to first team during June off-season workouts. He's expected to be the Week 1 starter against the Atlanta Falcons on September 10th, where he'll go against Desmond Ridder and company. The 5'10", 204-pound Young impressed Carolina coach Frank Reich and his staff from the get-go with his ability to process and learn the new system. While he still has to prove himself in pads during training camp, Young has already met expectations that the Panthers had when they first targeted him. So there you go. Mr. Bryce Young's getting $37.9 million, signed the contract. He's ready to ball out and ready to go for these Panthers. Now, let's get into the depth chart. Obviously, for your Panthers, Bryce Young's going to be starting. Andy Dalton's on the 2nd, followed by rookie Matt Corral. Miles Sanders coming over. Miles is on the Eagles, right? Yeah, Eagles. Followed by Chuba. He's going to move to 2nd. Raheem Blackshear, and then Spencer Brown on the 4th. Mr. Adam Thielen coming over from the Vikings. So this is going to be interesting. He's got some tools. There's some tools on this offense. Things are coming together. Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo, Demir Bird, and then Marquez Stevenson on the 4th. Wide receiver DJ Clark, Laveska Shenault, CJ Saunders, and Gary Jennings. Wide receiver Terrace Marshall Jr., Shai Smith, Derek Wright, Josh Van. Tight end Hayden Hurst, Ian Thomas, Tommy Tremble, Giovanni Ricci. Your fullback's going to be Giovanni Ricci. And then left tackle Ikem Ikwanu. Left guard Brady Christensen. Center Bradley Boozman. And right guard's Austin Corbett, followed by right tackle Taylor Motton. If there's any year for Carolina to get something right, here it is. You've got some great wide receivers. You've got a great running back in Miles Sanders. You have a decent offensive line to give Bryce Young that time to pass the ball. Here's the thing that I see with Bryce Young. He's a shorter quarterback, 5'10". Now, for me, and this is my personal opinion, I think you'd want your quarterback to be at least 6'1", right, to see over that offensive line. We're going to see him scrambling out of that pocket a lot because of that height. If you remember, there's very few short quarterbacks that are able to actually make plays that actually win and have a proven system of winning. I'm looking at maybe Drew Brees, the last one to actually do that. But he was 6 foot. So 5'10" is definitely going to be a big difference in regards to what we see and how he's able to play as a quarterback in the NFL. Listen, yes, college is barely a step down. but it's way different when you play in the league. Way different when you play in the NFL league, as far as with height and things like that. Shout out to Jonas, says, but their wideouts are nothing like Cup, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. Cup is definitely one of a kind. You know, Cooper Kupp's one of a kind, but DJ Clark should definitely ball out if he's being utilized properly. Thielen, that man's a train. He can take a hit. He's going to bring the ball down, take a hit, so I definitely expect to see him ball. So the big question is whether or not is Bryce going to be able to get the ball to them, more so than them actually being the threat that we know they can be. Continuing on, getting into the defense, we've got Henry Anderson, Shai Tuttle, Derek Brown, Brian Burns, Shaq Thompson, Frankie Laveau, Marcus Haynes Sr., Dante Jackson, Von Bell, for your safeties, Xavier Woods, and then J.C. Horn. And then on your special teams, you have Eddie Pinheiro, Johnny Hecker, Shai Smith, Raheem Blackshear, and then J.J. Hansen for your long snapper. Nancy says Mingo was drafted as a wide receiver. Let's see here. Hold on. Mr. Jonathan Mingo. Let's get into it. Yeah, from Ole Miss. 6'2", 225, 22 years old. Let's look at the stats for Mr. Jonathan Mingo. Let's get these stats up here. Let's see what he did. Jonathan Mingo had, let's go last season, 51 receptions on 861 yards. He averaged 16, which is nice. 5 touchdowns, 72 for the long. Yeah, I like it. Definitely like it. So, whether or not, like I said, these guys are going to ball out, it's really going to depend on if Mr. Bryce Young, this guy right here, at 5'10", 194 pounds, going to be able to get them the ball. All right? Now, I'm not going to get into last season, right? This is a whole new team, whole new season, so we're just going to address the season and go on from there. Week 1, they're going against Atlanta, the Falcons. Week 2 is going to be against the Saints. That's going to be a Monday night-ish. We know that Monday night games start at 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. I'm assuming this is one of those Monday night games where it's a Monday night game at 7 and 8. Yes, but we'll have to figure that all out. We'll take care of it. But they go against New Orleans against 7:15 Monday night game on week 2. Week 3 is going to be against the Seattle Seahawks. Week 4 against Minnesota. Week 5 against the Lions. Week 6 against Miami. They go into a bye week 7. Week 8 is going to be against Houston. Week 9 is going to be against the Colts. Week 10 is going to be against the Bears. Week 11, Cowboys, Titans, Buccaneers, Saints again, Falcons again, Green Bay, Jacksonville Jaguars, and then they'll go against Tampa Bay again. As far as the preseason goes, they'll go against the Jets, Giants, and then the Lions before they start against Atlanta. So, who do I have these guys winning against? Well, for me, it's going to be 50-50 against Atlanta. Once again, we got to see what's going to happen. It's really hard to determine what's going to, who's going to win these games opposed to the dominant teams that we know that should win. But I'm going to say 50-50 against the Falcons, 50-50 against the Saints. I'm going to give Geno and company week 3. I'm going to give Kirk Cousins week 4. Lions week 5. I mean, you got if you get a healthy Tua, I don't see them beating Miami. I'll give them the Texans. Colts got another young team. 50-50 there. Bears, I'm going to go ahead and give the Bears that one. Dallas Cowboys with that defense, I just don't know how they're going to be able to actually do anything against the Cowboys there. Titans, another young matchup, 50-50. I got them probably beating the Buccaneers. The rematch the Saints. Atlanta, same thing. Green Bay, like I said, everything has shaken up this year, especially with the rookies taking over. You really don't know who's going to do what and what's going to happen until we get to probably week 4, week 5. We got to look at tape on all these guys. And that's just the reality of it. So, like I said, defense is going to be one of the biggest factors as far as with the Panthers and whether or not they're going to actually be able to excel and give Bryce Young and company the chances that they need to make plays so that they can score and win some of these close games. Because I do think a lot of these games will be close, and I don't think it's going to be a blowout in any way, shape, or form on some of the games like Atlanta, Saints. I'd even say Seahawks. It'll probably be a close game. If, Seattle does win, it'll be close. But yeah, that's where your defense is going to come into play. So, shout out to Nancy, says Bryce has been dealing with being small his entire career. He knows what to do. I hope so. It's really interesting to see a quarterback at 5'10", to see what he can do in this kind of league, But hey, I'm excited to see it. Jonas says Baker has the most experience in this division. Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, and Saints. I don't trust Baker. I really don't. I think Kyle Trask comes in on week 3. That's just my take on that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Will Bryce Young have his moments of shine? Of course. I definitely think he's gonna, come out there on certain games and ball out, but he's gonna have his work cut out for him from week 3 to week 6. That is for sure. So that's definitely going to show whether or not he's cut out for the league, whether or not he has that motivation, that determination to be at the top of his game and lead this franchise to where they need to go. So, shout out to Lutza, says when football season starts, cut my nails just like these nail biters. Yeah. Baker hadn't had wideouts like Evans and Godwin. I mean, he's had good wideouts before, right? He's had good wideouts before. We can even go back to the Cleveland days. He's had good wideouts, right? And even so, if he didn't, right, isn't the quarterback supposed to elevate their players? I know everybody's not Tom Brady, but come on now. We got to start making these guys hold accountability. All right. Next up, New England Patriots. Let me get a sip of water before we get into this one. All right. New England Patriots. Now, before we get into the depth chart and everything, I want to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is Mac Jones. Obviously, people expected him to be great. I don't think anyone said that he was going to be Tom Brady 2.0. I don't think anybody really wanted to compare him to Tom Brady. I think people were excited that he was going to be a new quarterback coming into the New England Patriots that was going to help them win. With that said, in 2021, he did exceptionally better than what most people thought he would. Getting into the regular season, obviously lost against Miami. You had a great Tua. Won against the Jets. Lost to the Saints. Lost to Tampa Bay. Won against Texans. Lost to Dallas. Won against the Jets. Won against the Chargers. Basically went on a streak. It was absolutely amazing what New England was able to put together after week 6. Then obviously going on to the playoffs in a wild card, losing to the Bills 47-17. Then 2022 came, and it would seem that everything just fell apart. Obviously, lost against Miami, won against the Steelers, lost to Baltimore. At this point, Bill Belichick's basically having a conniption. He's having a fit. He's saying, hey, this isn't Tom Brady. Let's go ahead and put in Zappy. Well, Zappe comes in. He loses, wins a couple, loses against the Bears. And then Belichick then says, I've had enough. I have pain in my chest. I have to get Mac Jones back in here. And then Jones comes back in. He wins, goes on, then loses, and has an up and down season. It goes on to say that there's so many issues that the New England Patriots have had, not just from an offensive standpoint and whether or not Zappe and Mac Jones is the right quarterback for the team, but also had issues at defense. High running yard average on other teams, getting burnt on the deep ball. There's so many different things that happen with the Patriots that it wasn't just on Mac Jones. So let's look into this season. Well, they're going to start off against the Eagles. It doesn't get any easier, that is for sure. They're going to go against the Eagles for week 1. They're going to go against Miami week 2. Jets week 3. Cowboys week 4. And then week 5 is going to be against the Saints, followed by the Raiders, the Bills, Miami again, Commanders, Colts. They're going to bye week 11. Week 12 is going to be against the Giants. Chargers after that. Steelers. Kansas City Chiefs for Monday night. Then Sunday night's going to be against the Broncos. They'll play the Bills again. And then they'll finish out with the Jets. Preseason's going to be against Houston, Green Bay, and then they'll wrap things up with Tennessee. Listen, I do not see the Patriots having a good time for the first 4 games. They'll probably be able to pull something together week 5, week 6. These divisional games against the Bills, Miami, it's always tough no matter what. And to be honest, it's not easy to just even write them off and say, hey, yeah, we know that the Bills are going to win or that we know Miami's going to win. Bill Belichick is a mastermind as well. We can't, sleep on that. If he can string together some good games, then hey, maybe he can build that confidence that the team needs to win, get past whatever hump they need to, and figure out whatever kind of adjustments mid-season. But this start, I definitely have them going 0-4. I really do, unless something magical happens for these Patriots and they just come out and shock everybody. Past week 8, obviously, Commanders, I'll take them there. Week 10, Colts, 50-50 game. Bye week, Giants. Saquon being an issue, that's the biggest question mark. If they got Saquon, I definitely do have the Giants winning this one. Chargers, Herbert and company. I think another 50-50 game, but I'm still leaning more towards the Chargers. Kenny Pickett and company, they're looking to ball out this year. I'm excited for them. Kansas City Chiefs, that's your Super Bowl champions. Followed by the Broncos, followed by the Bills. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. Very, very tough for these Patriots. And whether or not Bill Belichick can string together some games, get this offense in check, get this defense in check, is going to be the real determining factor as to whether or not they're going to do good this year. Shout out to Luta. Says, cheaters. Mac Jones is Parker. Can't wait for them to play against Miami twice so Parker can break those Dolphins cornerbacks' ankles. Hey, we'll see. We shall see. I'm not trying to fully write them off, but it's definitely going to be difficult. Getting into the depth chart, obviously Mac Jones is starting, followed by Ramondre Stevenson, your running back, Juju Smith-Schuster, who's coming over from Kansas City with a Super Bowl ring, Devontae Parker, Tyquan Thornton, tight end Hunter Henry. This man's been on a bunch of different places. He's been a bunch of different places. So shout out to him. Trent Brown, Cole Strange, David Andrews, Mike Onwenu, Riley Reef. And then as far as for your defense, you got Lawrence Guy, Davin Gacho, Dietrich Wise Jr., Matthew Judon, Jawan Bentley, Jelani Tavai, Josh Uche, Jonathan Jones, Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers, and Christian Gonzalez. Your special teams, it's going to be Chad Ryland, Bryce Behringer, Marcus Jones, and Joe Cardona. So there you go. That's your New England Patriots depth chart for 2023. That's your schedule for the Patriots. It's how I feel. Obviously, things may change before week 1, but we're getting close to the season here. I don't see too much changing unless there's just some roster management that happens for the most part. But hey, we'll see. We shall see. Shout out to Jacqueline. What up, yo? She's like, hello, everyone, with 2 laughing faces. She came in laughing at everybody. She's like, hello, everyone. Shout out to you, Jacqueline. What up, yo? Good to see you. Yeah. So that's gonna be it as far as these Patriots. With that said, it's Saturday. Anybody got any plans today? It's 3:35. We've got a nice little sunny day outside here. I plan on going out and getting some yard stuff done and enjoying some of the sun while I can, and then figuring out later tonight, what do you guys got planned? What are you up to? Want to address your day before I talk about some channel updates and fun stuff. As we get back into the poll. 15 votes. 60% of you guys said Bryce Young. Sorry, 16 votes. 56% of you guys said Bryce Young will have the better career over Mr. Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett sounds like a cologne. Just spray on that Stetson Bennett. Spray it on. You guys remember Brute? Remember Brute, the cologne Brute? Stuff smelled disgusting. I hated it. That's what I imagined Stetson Bennett would be if it was a cologne. That's how it would smell. Yeah, that's my joke for the day. Shout out to you guys. Jacqueline says, friends coming over for dinner. All right, shout out to you, Jacqueline. That sounds good. Nice little Saturday night dinner. Tomorrow I think I'm going out. I think I'm going to the movies. I want to see that new Oppenheimer? Oppenheimer, is that what it's called? Anybody seen that yet? Oppenheimer? All the reviews are raving about it. It's a movie that interests me, and I want to check it out. So I think I'm gonna go see that tomorrow. Or am I saying it right? Oppenheimer? Is that what I should be saying? Oh, let me. Yeah, Oppenheimer. Shout out to Bob. What up, yo? But look at it. I mean, it's 3 hours. It's a 3-hour movie. But it's got an 8.9 out of 10, 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. 95% of the users like this movie. It's a 3-hour movie and 95% of people liked it. So that means something, because people normally don't. Anything over 2 hours, if it's not good, it's going to get flamed. So I'm definitely looking forward to check this out. But if you don't know what the movie's about, the synopsis is during World War II, Lieutenant General Leslie Groves Jr. appoints physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer to work on the top secret Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer and a team of scientists spend years developing and designing the atomic bomb. Their work comes to fruition on July 16, 1945. It goes on. You guys should know the story about this, but that's what I want to check out tomorrow. And I think it'll be a good time. So, shout out to Nate. Says, Jay, why you gotta disrespect my Pats like that? Hey, I don't disrespect teams. I just give the facts, and then I try to keep it funny at the same time. I try to make keep some joy. Listen, if you wanted ESPN, go to ESPN. You came to Jay because you wanted Jay. You knew I was going to give it to you how I see it, when I see it, the way I see it, and you was going to say just that. Shout out to Jeff King. So like I said, I'm going to go check this out. Check this out tomorrow, see what it's about. It's a 3-hour movie, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to eat before it, and then I'm going to bring some snacks. Shout out to the snack crew. Y'all know how we do. You go to the dollar. Listen, you don't go to the movie theater and spend $50 on snacks, right? I'm going to teach y'all The hood way, I'm going to teach y'all the cheap way. You go to Dollar General, you go to Dollar Tree, you get your Raisinets, you get your Fiddle Faddle, or your Crunch and Munch. Some of you guys already know. I like the Crunch and Munch, some get the Fiddle Faddle. You already know how that goes. You get your Sweet Tarts, your Raisinets, your Reese's Pieces from the Dollar General or Dollar Tree. You have your woman put it in the bag, right? You can't take that big box of Crunch and Munch, so you break it down, you put it in a Ziploc, you put it in your girl's bag. You don't spend $5 on the bottled water. You go get that bottled water from the store. You have her put it in her bag. It's going to be real heavy, you know. So just letting you know that's how you do it. And then obviously you go enjoy yourself after you buy your tickets. You shouldn't spend no more than $35 for two people going to the movies. All right? No more. Because, yeah, you might have to get popcorn there because, you know, that's just how it goes. But you should spend no more than $35 when you go to the theaters for two people. All right? Stop getting robbed. That's Jay's advice for the day. Shout out to Jeff King, says chicken and biscuit. Yo, go to Popeyes, right? Get you a chicken sandwich or get you a nice little 2-piece meal. Put it in your girl's bag. Go get you two pieces. Put it in your girl's bag. There you go. You know, just make sure you put it in a Ziploc, and y'all be good to go in the theater, yo. Shout out to Jeff. But yeah, I'm gonna go see this tomorrow. I'm gonna see what it's about, and we're gonna have a good time. Maybe I'll let you guys know what time it is with the movie. If you guys want Jay to go ahead and watch it and give you a review of the movie, let me know. I know some of you are kind of uptight as far as what I put on Jay Reason channel. You know, you want all sports, no other content. But let me know. I'll check it out. If you guys want me to give you a movie review, I'll do it. Shout out to Nancy, says, I ain't from the hood, but this is what I used to do. Shout out to you, Nancy. Jonas says, going to get yourself kicked out of the movies and no refund if you get busted. Jonas, I have never been kicked out of a movie, and I've been doing this for years, my friend. I don't know. Well, I know where you're from, but I don't know what movie theater you've been going to, but they don't check bags over here. So, yeah. We get snacks and we don't play them games. Jeff says, yes, please. All right. The King has spoken. Jeff King. I'm going to go ahead and watch it and I'll report back. You know, I'll give it like I said, it's 3 hours. I'll check it out and then I'll give you guys my full review. This might be a thing. I might just start checking out, movies on the weekends with the significant other and coming back and doing these reviews with you guys and, let you know how I feel about it, giving my take. And that'll be a cool little thing that we do. So obviously we got, the season coming up and all that kind of stuff. So we'll work it out. Jonas says, no, they have workers that will walk through with the flashlight. Listen, let me help you understand something, Jonas. I can tell you how many times I've been in a dark movie theater and these guys coming up and down with the flashlight, which I honestly haven't seen that in like 4 to 5 years. I think they stopped doing that during COVID. I haven't seen guys coming up the sides with the flashlight since like 2018, 2019. Just saying, bro. I don't know what they doing where you at, but over here, they not on it. And to be honest, let's be honest. A lot of these workers really don't care about what's going on at certain places anymore. It's just the reality of where the society is right now. So if I was to ever get kicked out for having a wing and a thigh and a biscuit, guess what? going to be a big problem. Shout out to Lutz who says, yes, do movies because I don't like going to them. All right, yeah, I'll do it. We'll, like I said, we're going to probably check this one out tomorrow, and I'll give you guys my solid review and break it down. Like I said, it's 3 hours. 93% of people liked it, so it's got to be good. It's a part of a historic story. I like history. I'm a big fan of it. And if you like history and that kind of stuff too, I'm sure that you'll like this kind of review. And then, yeah, we'll chop it up, you know, and we'll do it live too. That way, it's not just a video, but we'll do it live, and we'll have some fun with it. So I think it'll be great. So, you know, it came out. When did it come out? Oh yeah, it came out yesterday. And it's directed by Mr. Christopher Nolan. He's obviously known for his great movies. The budget was $100 million, so they definitely put some money into this. Distributed by Universal. And, yeah. Cillian Murphy, amazing actor. Florence as well. Robert Downey Jr. I mean, you got to support Mr. Robert Downey Jr. Absolutely amazing comeback that he has had over his career. Mr. Iron Man himself in a new movie. I got to check it out. And then Emily Blunt. I love her as an actress. She's wonderful in everything that she's been in. My favorite movie with her was that, is it End of Time? Or something like, not End of Time. What is it called? The movie with her and Tom Cruise. Why can't I remember the name of that movie? Hold on. Emily Blunt. What was it? Oh, Edge of Tomorrow. That's what it was. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. You guys know she was in, obviously, Devil Wears Prada. And A Quiet Place. That was a good one, too. Yeah, A Quiet Place. I watched both of those. She was great in those. So Emily Blunt in those, and she's definitely a great actress. So looking forward to seeing this one with you. Or looking forward to seeing this one and then sharing the review with you guys. And I'm sure it'll be a good time. So, yeah. Shout out to Nate. Says, JB wearing a Yanks hat, my friend would be in heaven. Tell him to come on over. Send him the stream. Tell him to come holler at me, Nate. Shout out to you, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be it for today. Big shout out to you guys. Nancy says, yeah, Edge of Tomorrow was cool. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow was great. I know a lot of people hate, well, not even hate, but dislike. Or you might even hate him. I don't know how you feel. But I know a lot of people dislike and hate Tom Cruise for specific reasons, whether it be like political or like religion-wise. But you know, I respect him as an actor and for what he's done to you know, for Hollywood as far as advancement. Listen, it goes to show that you got to have an open mind as far as how you feel about certain people in regards to the art and the craft for what they do, opposed to that individual. There's a lot of people that you can listen to that may be able to give you good advice, but they're absolutely terrible in life. So you have to take things as they come and then apply them when you need to, whether it's for your entertainment, whether it's for your life value, and stop holding people at such a high esteem and just work on, you know, who you are as an individual while appreciating good art. It's just the reality of it. So, yeah. I mean, there's some people out there who don't support me anymore because of the DeMar Hamlin situation when we were streaming the Bills and the Bengals game. All because I said, hey, you know, we're not going to jump to conclusions yet. Not even knowing what side of the fence I was on. But hey, you guys know how this goes. Nancy says Scientology sucks, but a lot of his movies are great. Hey, see what I'm saying? Listen, you can have your own opinion, but you know, I give respect where it's due as far as when it comes to credit for work, and that's just the reality of it. You know, a lot of us got taught by teachers, and we never knew what they believed in, but hey, they led us to having the education that we have, and we had to respect them for it, right? Just saying. Y'all ain't ready for that. Let me get up out of here before we go down a whole different path. shout out to all you guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. And Nate says that's wrong. You and DeMar deserve respect. Listen, the people that rock with me. I don't worry about the haters. I don't worry about the people that come through, talk other garbage. I don't worry about the trolls. We have fun with them. And at the end of the day, it doesn't change me. It doesn't change who I am. Y'all know I'm going to rock out. I'm going to do what I do every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday all day. And we going to have fun like we always do. And that's the bottom line. So, shout out to you, Jeff. Listen, you know how people are. I before I get up out of here, I'll bring out one more story. I made a story. I dropped a story about AI. This is what I'll never forget. I dropped a story about AI. Now, the story about AI was essentially basically bringing to your attention and everyone else's attention in regards to how Microsoft had just made a deal in regards to closing their acquisition with Activision Blizzard, which is for games and all that kind of stuff. The deal was worth $69 billion. Now, within this deal, it was also included information in regards to artificial intelligence and how much money is going to be made over the course of the next 4 years. I think it was until like 2027. Now, by me bringing up this information, I'm not only filling you in on what's happening within the business world, but I'm also letting you know, like, hey, follow the trail that's going to lead you guys to money. Now, I'm not giving you investment advice. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm looking at trajectories of certain things, and obviously I want to fill my people on so they could get the bag too. Now, I brought this up. Someone kindly left a message or a comment under this video saying how they had to leave, or they were going to unsubscribe, or they were unsubscribing from people that were preaching about AI. And, when people take things out of context and they don't get the full message, that's on them. I know what I'm using AI for, and I know that hopefully it's going to potentially lead me to a great place in which I can help my family, my legacy, and obviously help increase my channel worth and my brand and all that kind of stuff. But hey, if you want to be blind to certain things and you don't want to pay attention to how things are moving and how technology is advancing and you want to be stuck in a shell, that's totally up to you as well. I don't hate on people. I respect everybody's opinion. I'm open like that. I can respect you while being in disagreement. But some people can't do that. And I just wish one day that we'll all be able to do that so that we can have a fair, open, and honest discussion about everything. And I'm going to leave it at that, everybody. Shout out to all you guys. Have a great, great Saturday. Peace out.